Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Yamin Khan Jamali from Ustad Bukhari Government Degree College Dadu is here with a new topic, capillaries. Capillaries. Dear students, capillaries are the hair-like blood vessels. Hair-like blood vessels, but the size is microscopic. These are the microscopic blood vessels throughout our body. They supply food and oxygen to the body tissues and the body cells. The total blood capillaries of a single male, if they are collected, they will form a long rope. That rope can cover the globe of Earth twice, two times. So you can imagine that how the blood capillaries, they are thin and microscopic, and the number of the blood capillaries and the size of the blood capillaries you can imagine from this simple example. Blood capillaries are the microscopic blood vessels. These blood capillaries, they arise from the small branches of the arteries, and small branches of the arteries, they are called arterioles. Suppose this is the small branch of the artery. That small branch of the artery is called arteriole. Arteriole. The arteriole, now at any part of the body, at any region of the body, supposing this small area of our finger, here a small arteriole that is divided into millions of small branches, forming a capillary bed, and all these blood capillaries, they again join the branches, they again join together to form a blood vessel. That blood vessel will be called venule. Venule. Venule, the small branches of the veins. A capillary bed in between arteriole and the venule. This is called capillary network or capillary bed. Capillary bed. This is the capillary bed or capillary network. And around the capillaries, there are body cells. These are the body cells. These are the body cells. Dear students, we know the body cells, the cells of the body, they lie far from one another. The cells of the body, cells of a human body or body, they are not attached to one another. They do not share the common membrane just like this. They share no common membrane. They show no common membrane below. The cells of our body are arranged just like this, leaving a small space, and we know the arrangement of our body cells, that is just like this, leaving a space here, not just like this, in which there is no any type of the intracellular space. In this structure, there is no any type of the space among the cells, but here there is a space. The cells of our body, they lie far from one another at a distance of about 100 angstrom to 200 angstrom. and this space is filled by a fluid. A fluid is found here. This fluid is called interstitial fluid or tissue fluid or extracellular fluid. So here in the capillaries, the cells of our body, they lie far from one another, and the blood capillaries, they reach very close to the body cells, and the blood capillaries, they have microscopic walls. The microscopic capillary wall is called endothelium. Endothelium. What is endothelium? Endothelium, the capillary wall with one cell thickness, and thus this endothelium or the capillary wall, suppose this is microscopic capillary in which blood flows, and this is the endothelium. This endothelium is permeable. Endothelium is permeable to gases, oxygen, carbon dioxide, glucose, fatty acids, and minerals, enzymes, hormones. That meaning the capillary wall, the endothelium, is permeable to materials. Materials at the endothelium allow the substances to pass through it. When the blood flows through the capillaries, the food substances, they pass from, just like this, please, just like this, the food substances, water, glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, they pass from the blood to the fluid found among the cells. This is the fluid, interstitial fluid or tissue fluid. The food substances from the blood first are diffused from the blood pass through the capillary wall into the interstitial fluid. When the interstitial fluid that becomes highly concentrated with these food substances, the food substances, they get diffused from the interstitial fluid, from the interstitial fluid to the body cells. Let me to draw a separate diagram. Suppose this is our body cells. The interstitial fluid is found around the cell. Here the food substances from the interstitial fluid, suppose oxygen, glucose, fatty acids, amino acids, all these substances, they pass from interstitial fluid to the body cells, from interstitial fluid to the body cells, involving the process called diffusion. Meaning the diffusion process, overall diffusion process is involved from the blood and into the interstitial fluid, and from interstitial fluid to the body cells. The process involved is the diffusion, and thus the body cells are provided with all these food substances. And here in the cells, the metabolic reactions that take place. The metabolism, we know, results in the generation of energy in the form of ATP, but the oxidation process or the metabolic reactions, they as well as they produce metabolic waste products. Suppose waste metabolic products, ammonia, urea, uric acid, and other many waste products, carbon dioxide, they are produced. When the cells, within the cell, the higher concentration of these waste increase, the waste products from the body cells, they are diffused first into the interstitial fluid. From body cells, the waste products, metabolic end products from the body cells, they get diffused into the interstitial fluid first, and as a result of a diffusion of the waste towards the interstitial fluid, the interstitial fluid of the capillary bed that becomes rich in the metabolic waste, and the waste products from the interstitial fluid, they get diffused into the blood capillaries, and thus these metabolic waste are carried from the interstitial fluid around the capillary bed into the blood, and thus are transported, and they are transported, these metabolic waste, they are either transported towards the lungs, such as carbon dioxide, which is released out, and these metabolic waste products, they are also carried at the kidney level. From the kidneys, these waste products are excreted in the form of urine. Thus the process of the homeostasis is maintained. Let it very clear, dear students, this is the capillary bed, this is the arteriole, this is the venule. In between arteriole and the venule, there is a capillary bed. But let me to clear one thing here. There is a sphincter. This sphincter is called precapillary sphincter. Precapillary sphincter. Sphincter is a muscular ring. That works like a wall. That meaning it prevents the backflow of the blood. Sphincter precapillary, and this precapillary sphincter that regulates the flow of the blood, and as well as it prevents the backflow of the blood. Here this is the capillary bed. The capillary bed, let me to draw imaginary line in the center of the capillary bed. This is the first half of the capillary bed. First half. This is the second half of the capillary bed. Dear students, we know the first half of the capillary bed, that is liquor. It is involved to diffuse. The first half of the capillary bed is involved to diffuse substances, glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, water, oxygen to the interstitial fluid. And the second half of the capillary bed is involved to recollect the waste products from the interstitial fluid back to the blood. That meaning the first half of the capillary bed is involved to give the substances, and the second half of the capillary bed is involved to recollect the waste products from the interstitial fluid, and thus maintaining the total pressure of the interstitial fluid. If the amount of the interstitial fluid that increases, it will result in the edema. And we know edema, when the volume of the interstitial fluid or tissue fluid increases, then the normal, that will be called edema. And let it be very clear one thing. Okay, this second half, that can recollect about 85% of the total material given by the first half of the capillary bed, and about 15% of the waste, of the metabolic waste, the materials, they remain inside. It will result in the edema. But let it be very clear, where there is blood capillary network in our body, there is an other capillary network. The lymph capillary bed is also found here, with the exception of the nervous system. That meaning in our brain, there is no capillary network of the lymph. No capillaries, no lymphatic capillaries are found in the nervous system or in the brain. With the exception of the brain, all body parts where there is a blood capillary network, there is an other network, that is the lymph capillary network. The remaining 15% of the materials, they are recollected by the lymph capillaries, which prevent from the edema. That is that is the end, dear students. Inshallah, we will meet tomorrow with a new topic.